I think that most people are misled, or like one of the biggest myths is that there are in fact specific learning styles. So one of the most popular ideas is this kind of VAK or VAK, that there's visual learners, there's auditory learners, and that there are kinesthetic learners, right? That is more or less completely incorrect. And I think is very misleading to both educators and to students. And I'll give a reason for the reason for why this is. So the first is, as humans, we tend to be really bad at utilizing our own intuition to describe things about ourselves. And so in this case, if I were to ask you, right, do you think you are a visual learner, a kinesthetic learner, or an auditory learner, right? Let's say I asked 100 people. Now, by chance, you have like a 33% chance of being right. Now, right meaning that you would score at some scale on a test. The actual percentage is around 44.6%. Your ability to say what kind of learner you are is barely above chance. Is in fact not statistically significantly different from chance. Additionally, if I then give you a test that says, okay, you're a visual learner, auditory learner, kinesthetic learner, and then I actually ask you to do visual, auditory, kinesthetic tasks. So visual could be you watch a movie, and then after I have to give you a recall task where you tell me what has happened in the movie. Or for auditory, it's like, let's say you're listening to a story and you have to then recall what that story is. And then kinesthetic being, I blindfold you and I give you a certain set of geometric shapes. And you have to feel them. And then I ask you to draw what those shapes look like. And I correlate, your test on this VAC test, sorry, your score on this VAC test to how well you do. They're completely unrelated. So if you score really high as like a kinesthetic learner, for example, that's actually not predictive at all about how well you're going to do at this actual kinesthetic test. To not answer your question, I think there are some misleading ways of like learning styles.